Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today I'm covering Real Housewives of Miami, Season 1, Episode 3. You guys, so much going on. I forgot that the gala happened so quickly into the season, so this is the aftermath of that. And what's going on with the ladies, and some trouble is brewing, so let's get into it. I can't wait. Hey guys, I just want to take a second and say if you're enjoying this show, please check out my Patreon. Go to patreon.com, search Real Housewives Recaps, or check the comments below and I'll put a link. And for $1 a week, you can support my show and get 4 bonus episodes per month. I'm covering Scary Island, like the greatest season of Real Housewives of New York. So check it out. Thanks so much. Okay, so this episode picks up at the Fontainebleau, beautiful hotel. Holy cow. It's the day after that gala, and Lea's in her room. Marysol and Adriana are over, and they're talking about the gala and how much work went into it. And Lea said she's relieved because it's just work the whole time. So then they start talking about Cristy. So apparently Cristy said she was going to be out of town for the gala. Then she said she was going to come. Then she said she was busy. Then Lea saw her that night. So remember that it's $500 a ticket. And Lea said she pays it, even though she throws it. Her husband pays it. Adriana's on the committee. She pays it. Frederick pays it. Everybody has to pay this $500. Nobody gets out of it. But, yeah. So Lea says she shows up late. And she has 2 friends. She tells security that she's a celebrity. And she doesn't need a ticket. Can you believe that crap? Yeah, Marysol's saying, I saw Cristy with 2 friends. I assumed one of them had an extra ticket. Can you believe that crap? If that's true and she told people she was a celebrity, she didn't have to pay? Holy cow, that's ridiculous. So then we go over to Cristy. Cristy, when she talks, it's like she wants all the attention on her. So she makes these wild hand gestures. She likes to make an entrance. She makes these facial expressions. It's kind of strange. But she and Larsa seem perfect to be friends because Larsa kind of seems the same way. So they met up, and Cristy said, for me to get dressed and show up at a cocktail party is, for me, it's to say hi. It's not because I needed to go or needed to go to another charity event. Oh my God, she's so full of herself. Larsa says, it was really cute that you guys showed up after all. Because remember, Cristy had a flat tire. I would have gone home. Larsa's just as bad as Cristy. Jeez. So they go dancing. Yeah, they're ridiculous. I'm moving on from them. But I just think it's so full of themselves. Like, they did other people a favor by showing up. No, you didn't pay your ticket and you crashed a party. You didn't do anybody a favor. Okay, so remember, all season long, each lady is having the other ladies over for some sort of lunch where a chef prepares. This time, it's Adriana's turn. I don't think I'm saying her name, Adriana. I like her a lot. She's actually one of my favorites of the series because she is Brazilian and feisty and beautiful and fiery and likes to cause drama, and she's just fun. This drives me crazy. She's late to her own lunch, and she's not just a little late. They explain, Larsa says 30 minutes is cute, 90 minutes is disgusting. So she was about 90 minutes late for her own lunch, which is ridiculous. She had everybody else waiting, and Adriana goes on about running late for her hair appointment, which makes her late for her makeup appointment. It's just ridiculous. You're throwing lunch for your girlfriends. You need to get your hair and your makeup done? Really? Let's see. So they talk about Brazilian time. But Larsa tells the girls about going out with Adriana and getting home at 2 a.m. Remember, they've gone out dancing, and the guys were all over Adriana. Well, Lea perks up at this and says she has some explaining to do. And Larsa says Lea is like Adriana's stepmom, like her fairy godmother. Remember that Lea helped Adriana when she was sleeping on the floor of the gallery with her son because her ex-husband was a bastard. and cheated on her and stuff. So that'll come up in later seasons. I think it's next season, maybe the third season. I can't remember where that really comes up, and they kind of go at it. But for now, I don't know. So Adriana finally shows up, an hour and 45 minutes late. So she's having a gallery opening in a few days with this Brazilian artist. She's having a tough time. We'll get into that, but she goes on and on. It's just a lot of drama when Adriana shows up for these lunches, and it's ridiculous that she's this late. So from the lunch, she goes over to her gallery, and in a few days, she's having this Brazilian artist she represents for many years. He'll be having a show. I believe his name is Marcus. Well, she commissioned 37 pieces from him, and 2 days before the show, he has 12 paintings ready to go. He's very talented, but she can't get him motivated to do anything. It's coming down to the wire. She's begging him to paint, and he's kind of coming up with excuses why he can't. She says it's so unprofessional. He was given 3 months' notice. He can't meet the deadline. So it's going to be a lot of stress for her, and this is her business partner, and he's not happy either. So Adriana and her business partner are kind of fighting, and they're fighting with this artist. And like I say, he's talented. He has no motivation. She's trying to give him a show, and he just doesn't seem that into it. So then we're over at Alexia's. She is trying to get her oldest son, Peter, to get motivated. He's graduating from high school this year. So she gets him out to have breakfast, and they get to talking. They talk about graduation coming up and a party he wants to have. She says she feels like he takes advantage of her sometimes. He's asking her for $10,000 for a DJ for 2 hours. It's so crazy. Wow. She got his credit card statement from where he went on the spring break cruise. He had a charge on it in St. Thomas at a jewelry store. He bought his girlfriend Priscilla a ring. And she at first says, well, $300, that's not bad for a ring. And he explains, I put $300 on the credit card and I paid $300 in cash. And she's pissed. She's saying he has an allowance and that's it. I mean, he won't have anything the rest of the month. I don't know. It seems a little spoiled to me. He has a credit card in high school and he's allowed to put about $300 on it. That seems a bit excessive. Then we go over to Larsa. She calls her husband Scotty because she's talking to him. They're going to buy a car for her little brother. She says that she likes to give the family presents because they don't ask her for things. So we give them. So Scotty, at the same time, finds out that he's going into the Hall of Fame. So they're very excited about that. But she calls him and he authorizes I think it's $25,000. He says maybe we should get him a little Toyota truck or something like that for her brother, and that's nice. So we're back to Adriana at the gallery. So that artist was supposed to have his stuff done. It's very close to the day of the opening, and he doesn't have it done. She calls him out and asks what he did last night, and she explains that she and this artist, Marcus, have previously worked together. She'd been representing him, and she worked with him to get Prince Albert of Monaco some art. And she said it went great. But this show, he won't finish his paintings. And he says he does not help things because he says it's the woman. She's always bitching, and she's mad. Rightly so, because she's just trying to get him to do his job to be able to have a showcase of his work. Then we check in with Marysol. She and Philippe, her boyfriend, are going to Mama Elsa's house. She tells Philippe he looks good today. Mama Elsa does. And she says she saw Michael Jackson in a shirt like that. I love it. Elsa says, you know that I am, and she trails off, and Philippe says, a psychic? And Elsa says, no, I'm a witch. At one point, he gets up to go wash his hands and splash water on his face, and it really bothers Elsa. She doesn't like that. She says, I don't like this. Why is he going to wash his hands? She's completely wasted, and I kind of love that about her. Oh, I really miss her. So we go back to Larsa. She, again, has taken her brother to look at cars. They're walking around taking a look at what's available. And he picks this FJ Cruiser that he falls in love with. He's 16. His name's Sammy. And he takes it for a test drive. Well, while he's driving crazy. He's making these sharp turns and just driving like a 16-year-old. And anyway, so the budget was $25,000. She got it for $24,800. So they're all happy. He's super excited to get this car, and so it stayed within budget. So that's pretty cool to see. So then we're back to Adriana. Now her gallery show is this night, and we see her on the phone with her business partner, and he is so pissed. It's Raphael. And he's saying everything is a fiasco. He's been there since early in the morning, but she's not there. Everything should have been priced. It's not. Paintings aren't done. It's not hung up. And he's saying, and she's also saying, that Marcus does not appreciate the opportunity he's been given. She's also pissed. She's trying to call Marcus, the painter, to see what's going on. She says she will save this show one way or another. The show will be a success. She has a plan B. So we're going to get into that when that happens, because we see that plan B, and whew, it's something. Okay, so that night at the event itself, we start to see the ladies arrive with their significant others. We see that Christy arrives with Larsa, of course. They all go around looking at the paintings. This painter does faces, but he does them, it's pretty cool how he does it. He does these lines over top, but you can still see who you're looking at. Well, when Larsa and Christy are there, they're saying, Larsa especially saying, he should have painted me. It would have made it so much cuter. So full of herself. Lea arrives, and I just have to ask, what the hell is Lea wearing? I never understand her fashion. I especially do not understand this look. Lea says to camera, tonight is Adriana's night, so I'm not going to make an issue with Christy. I'll save it for another time. And Christy says, Lea has a fashion sense that I don't understand. I agree with that. So they're all mingling. They talk about Adriana, and they're like, where is she? She's not even there. She's late to her own gallery opening. Alexia says, I've never seen someone show up to their own event hours later. She said she couldn't, she couldn't go to the big event not having her hair, makeup, and nails done. Again, why so late, though? If you know this event's coming up, do your nails the day before, do your hair and makeup earlier in the day. It just makes no sense. It seems like a lot to put on the business partner if she's not there, especially knowing that this show has been such a shit show. It just doesn't seem fair. She and Frederick walk into the show, and somebody points out, I believe it's Alexia, that the show on the invitation was already scheduled to end. So they're all walking around looking at the pieces. She said she commissioned 37 pieces, only half were finished. But she's happy with how the gallery looks, and everybody seems to appreciate the show. She walks around with Lea, and Lea mentions, he should have painted me. And just as she says that, she realizes he's painted her. So we get to see a painting of Lea, and she's super excited about that. Lea says, now I have to buy that, don't I? Adriana says she has a surprise performance. Larsa says, I'm into art. I just don't like to stick around too much. It's long, it's boring, it's not cute. Everything she says is, it's cute, it's not cute. I mean, again, I said it before, I think she and Christy have the vernacular of teenagers. So they leave. Adriana's pissed, saying Christy and Larsa mingled for 10 minutes. They left, they didn't say goodbye, they didn't say thank you or anything. Now, in fairness, if Adriana was like hours late to her own opening, maybe they had been there. I don't blame that on them. I'm not a fan of theirs. So I'm just critiquing everything that they did. So this is where things get interesting. Adriana says she has a surprise performance. And she says, I want to give you a sample of the work coming up next in the space. And so this artist comes out. He has a paint bucket and he has a stick. and he does unbroken lines of paintings of people, and it's pretty cool how he does it. He just dribbles paint, but it's pretty. I thought the way he did it was pretty interesting. I hadn't seen anything like that. So he's painting, and people are watching, and everybody's clapping and kind of mesmerized by this technique. But there's this one guy in the background who's getting louder. He's complaining louder, and he ends up being kind of a focal point. He comes up front and he says, "You don't do this." And he said, "Never in my existence of dealing with art, why would you have another artist perform at this event?" And she says, "Don't be stupid." And he says, "I'm not being stupid. It is you who is being stupid." And so what it is this guy is a friend of the artist. He is standing up for his artist friend, saying, "Listen, this is his show. Why would you have another artist come and perform during this?" Her point is, she didn't even know if he'd come through with the art. She didn't know if she'd have to save it with this live performance. So she got this guy on a plane from, I believe, France that day, or the day before, or whatever. He arrived, and she had this performance done. So that way, at least she could salvage her show. I kind of get where she was coming from. I get why the guy might say this, especially being a friend of the artist. Normally, no, you probably wouldn't want to book another artist at somebody's show, but F this artist. If he's the one that was supposed to have all these paintings done and he didn't, and he's being such a pain in the rear about it. I mean, is it any wonder that she had to schedule this backup? I'm not shocked by it. This guy, however, is losing his mind. And even if he does have a point, it's not his gallery. So maybe handle it a little calmer and see if there's anything that can be done. I just don't think you're going to accomplish anything yelling, especially Adriana. She's just going to throw your ass out. So then, to make matters worse, she figures out that somebody has stepped on that artwork that she had commissioned. So she's pissed. And she's trying to figure out who did it. She's trying to look at everybody's shoes. Meanwhile, her business partner is yelling at her, saying that she overreacted. Leah's kind of saying the same thing. She's overreacted. So, not a great way to end the show. So, I actually felt for Adriana. She drives me crazy with the late thing, but that's a lot of stress. And for her to be trying to get this all to come together, and then the other artist isn't reliable. She arranges the plan B, and people are pissed about that. And she seems to take it in stride. She doesn't seem overly concerned about it. And that's it for the episode. We see a flash of next time where Marysol ends up getting an engagement ring. Do you remember this ring, you guys? It's huge. And then she goes to a dinner and tells everybody, and Lea makes a joke about him needing a green card. So that's going to become an issue. Then it is Alexia's turn to host the dinner, and Herman has a whole pig that he wants to roast. Cristy gets really pissed about this whole invoice thing, so we'll get into that. And there's so much more to talk about. I'm loving this season. It's so much fun to recap this and go back through it. I haven't watched this in years, so I'm really enjoying watching these seasons and getting to know the girls again. So thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. It's so much fun to cover. Leave me comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Who do you like from the season? Who not so much? I'm just curious. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Check out my other shows. I'm covering all kinds of stuff. So take a look. And I hope you have a fantastic week. Leave me comments below or find me on Twitter @RealRecaps. And I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Thanks again. Bye-bye.